Hello all. Today we are here to discuss about the teaching and learning, a new topic, that is rote learning versus meaningful learning. This session is a part of our unit 1, and as teacher we often notice that some students memorize information perfectly but fail to apply it in the We often notice that some students memorize information perfectly but fail to apply it in the real life context. This presentation will help us understand why that happens and how we can guide learners towards meaningful understanding using our design thinking stages. Let us start with a recap. Earlier, we discussed the nature of learning and why some students struggle. So here, which is very important of reflective question, why does a student struggle in learning? It reminds us the difficulties in learning aren't just about intelligence. They often come from a mismatch between teaching methods and how students progress knowledge. Let us see how empathy and strategies can build or bridge this particular gap. Here, we begin with the empathy, understanding a learner's experience. In situation 1, the teacher observes that students memorize definitions word for word but can't apply them to real life problems. This shows a lack of connection between knowledge and context. Empathy, which helps us recognize not just the mistake but the feeling behind it. Students may fear forgetting, so they rely on memorization rather than understanding. Coming to the define section. Now, we define the core problem. Many learners depend on the rote memorization. They can recall information temporarily but fail when asked to apply or analyze. This represents a gap between surface learning and deep understanding. In other words, students remember words but not meanings. As teacher, our goal is to move learners from remembering to reasoning, from recalling to relating. Coming to the next slide, that is ideate. In this ideate stage, we brainstorm possible solutions. Some effective strategies include using real-life examples, encouraging peer discussions, and helping students create mind maps or concept links. So, in theoretical support, which comes from the Asubel's meaningful learning theory, then Brunner's constructive approach and Bloom's taxonomy, which all emphasizes active participation and higher order thinking. This stage encourages creativity in teaching methods. Coming to the prototype, which is real-time situation. In prototype stages, we apply ideas on a small scale. For instance, instead of asking students to repeat a definition, we can ask them to explain it in their own words. We can also use group projects, case-based activities, or problem-solving tasks. Then, these methods, which helps the learners test their understanding and make learning more interactive and reflective. The next stage is test. Now, we move to testing, that is, evaluating which approach works better. We can compare rote learning and meaningful methods through different assessments. A short quiz may test memory, while case studies or role plays test understanding and applications. By analyzing student performance and retention, teachers can identify which method truly enhances learning. If results are very weak, we return to empathy and redefine our approach. So here, the empathy define and ideate in the situation 2. We meet another challenge. Students who understand concepts but lack motivation. The teacher observes encouragement and incomplete homework. Here, the problem isn't in ability but motivation. Using our Maslow theory, that is hierarchy theory, we can boost esteem through recognition. Skinner's reinforcement theory, which suggests positive rewards, can strengthen the learning habits. So, empathy again guides us to design motivational stages. Let's come to the prototype and test. In prototype, which involves the practical tools, a reward chart, choices in assignments, and friendly competitions, appreciating effort through badges or recognition which increases the student motivation. In testing phase, we monitor class participation and gather feedback. It's a continuous improvement cycle in teaching. So this is how the mind map of the 5 stages of design thinking. Coming to the case study, which is a student's memorization which struggles with applications. So we will see about the puzzle and activity, what we can give to our students to make them involved in our classroom. So we can also conduct some 20-second connection challenge to make the class interesting, right? So these are the, to sum up with the rote learning, which helps in quick recall but fades over time, while meaningful learning ensures understanding, applications and lifelong retention. Thank you.